Okay, the last application that we'll look at with matrices and determinants have to do with equations of lines. And so there's two that we're going to do in this video. The first is to see if 3 points are collinear. Now, collinear means on the same line. Now, if you look at these 3 points, at first glance, they do look like they're collinear. And one way to determine that would be, well, on Geogebra, you could just draw a line through two of them, and we see, okay, they're not collinear, they're not on the same line. Now, how could we figure this out using matrices? Well, think of 3 points as vertices of a triangle. And if that triangle has no area, then that means that these 3 points are on a straight line. So notice how these 3 points do make a triangle, albeit it has a very small area, but there is an area, so they are collinear. Whereas if I were to just move this point around, now the triangle has no area, and these 3 points are collinear. So how can we do that without using dynamic software or drawing a picture? We could just use what we did before in the previous video for finding the determinant, find the area of a triangle. So the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix where I plug in these 3 points, so 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then -3, -3, 1. And since we get a number that's not 0, that means that these 3 points are on a straight line. Okay, if I were to do this so that the points were collinear, okay, so like I said, move this point so that, let's see, this is a slope of 1. So now if this point is at 1, 2, okay, so I'm going to fix this and make this last point 1, 2, which is collinear with the other 2 points. Okay, I get an area of 0. Now, let's say I wanted to write an equation of the line through these 3 points. Now, between any 2 points, there's exactly one line. So I just need to use 2 of these points. So I'm going to go back to the calculator and copy and paste this and delete these 2. Now to write the equation, I'm going to just put x and y here. And I'm going to set this equal to 0 because in order for these 3 points to be in a line, they shouldn't form a triangle, or they should form a triangle where the area is 0. So now I'm going to solve this equation, which you could do by hand if you wanted to, by using the rule that, do the determinant of a 3 by 3 by multiplying these 3 together and these 3 together and subtracting them, and then just setting it equal to 0. Oops, I have to do solve for x, or actually solve for y, because I want it in terms of y. And there's my equation, y equals x plus 1. And if we look back at the picture, okay, it's a line of slope 1, y-intercept 1. So that's a kind of a nifty way of writing the equation of a line using matrices, using the idea of this is the area of a triangle, and we want that area to be 0, and you use 2 points that you know that are on the line, and then that third point is just going to be x and y, which represents every point on that line.